Rare earths and the collapse of the free world. A modern geopolitical farce. In 2025, the world witnessed a so-called resource victory. China, by choking off its rare earth exports, had allegedly forced President Trump to back down from his second round of global tariff wars. Pundits hailed it as China's nuclear strike in the trade battlefield, a landmark victory of Eastern cunning over Western arrogance. But peel back the sensational headlines, and you'll see not a war won, but dark geopolitical comedy playing out on the world stage. Let's start with the obvious. Are rare earths really rare and unique to China? Of course not. The US, Australia, Brazil, India, Russia, and Vietnam all possess significant rare earth deposits. These nations simply chose not to mine them, due to the environmental cost and messy refining process. Now, the world pretends that only China holds the keys to civilization, as if without Chinese dysprosium, we can no longer build phones, wind turbines, or electric toothbrushes. The real joke. Even though democratic nations know the truth, they still join in the theater. Western media pushes the narrative of rare earth panic, while democratic allies like Japan, the EU, and South Korea suddenly go from defending human rights to begging Beijing for a few more tons of neodymium. And then there's Trump, the strongman populist who vowed to make America great again, now painted as the poor victim of China's resource pressure. But if you really believe Trump was surprised by this, you haven't been paying attention. The deeper truth is far darker. This wasn't just a resource spat. This was a coordinated dismantling of the liberal world order, a global performance planned behind closed doors by an unlikely trio, Trump, Putin, and Xi Jinping. Trump always admired autocrats. He praised Putin as smart and strong, and said she was 100 times smarter than Biden. He mocked NATO, threatened to leave it, and turned his back on European allies, while cozying up to Moscow and Beijing. Now, in his second term, Trump launches a chaotic global tariff war, which on the surface seems to target China, but in reality, isolates the West, breaks alliances, and creates global economic disorder. China retaliates with rare earths. The EU and Japan soften their stance. Trump uses this as justification to withdraw from global frameworks. Russia and China consolidate their global influence. This wasn't a failure. This was the plan. And suddenly, the farce becomes terrifying. Trump fractures the Democratic alliance. Putin fuels military disorder. She builds walls with rare earths, all while pretending to be on opposite sides. They're not enemies. They're co-conspirators in a new world order, where truth is traded for minerals and freedom auctioned for supply chains. And the citizens of free nations, they remain distracted by media noise, trade headlines, and resource anxiety, unaware they're attending the funeral of liberal democracy. One where the coffin is decorated not with flags, but with a rare earth export certificate.